In a tweet she said the pact would build on our £561 million trading relationship and open up more opportunities for UK businesses. She said sectors which stood to benefit hugely from the deal included education, healthcare, biometrics, aviation, retail and technology. The UK imports metal rows, mechanical power generators, clothing, vegetables and general industrial machinery from the Middle Eastern nation. And exports sent to Jordan each year include medicines and pharmaceuticals and cars. James Cleverly, the Minister for Middle East and North Africa, said, "As we celebrate 100 years of UK-Jordan friendship, today's new UK-Jordan trade agreement is an important step forward for our countries which will provide a boost to British and Jordanian businesses and ensure that friendship continues to grow and flourish." The deal is the latest post-Brexit pact to be secured by Britain. But it is not plain sailing for the government on the fishing front, as ministers face backlash over the collapse of talks with Norway. Barry Dess, the chief executive of the National Federation of Fishermen's Organizations, said, "This is actually a loss of real fishing opportunities and in that sense we've gone backwards." The talks centered on British access to the North Atlantic. The rich fishing ground which is key to Britain's interests because it provides a large stock of cod and haddock for the nation's fish and chip shops. The UK and Norway signed an agreement last October but talks to decide the exact fishing quotas broke down on Friday in a defeat for Boris Johnson. Andrew Marr tore apart the leader of Plaid Cymru's Welsh independence plans, claiming the European Union has never made a similar move in history. During a heated clash, Andrew Marr questioned the possibility of the European Union accepting an independent Wales into the single market without a hard border with England. Adam Price outlined that his party's goal was to first join the European Free Trade Association and then eventually join the EU in the longer term. Mr. Marr said, "It must be very, very clever if you are going to persuade the EU to do something that absolutely nobody else in the world has been able to do." French President Emmanuel Macron's centre-right party has formed an alliance with the conservative Les Républicains (LR) for regional elections in June in the southern Provence-Alpes-Côte d'Azur region, the Prime Minister was cited as saying on Sunday. Coming a year after Macron's La République En Marche (LREM) party got trounced in municipal elections, the alliance shows a recognition within the ruling party that it is too weak and unpopular to win some regions on its own. Junior Minister Sophie Cluzel, the LREM's regional candidate, will thus run on same ticket led by Les Républicains' Renaud Muselier, president of the Regional Assembly. Prime Minister Jean Castex told Le Journal du Dimanche that Muselier had proposed the alliance, to which Mr. Macron's party had responded very positively. Mr. Macron is preparing for the presidential elections in 2022 when Marine Le Pen will battle to unseat him from the top job. Guy Verhofstadt has called on the EU to step up its efforts to curb Russia's influence by imposing real sanctions now, but Brexiteers have said the EU should look inward before condemning others. On March 22, Brussels sanctioned 2 Russians accused of persecuting gay and lesbian people in Chechnya. But Mr. Verhofstadt suggested the bloc's action did not go far enough as he called for a tougher response. He said, Putin's nuisance value extends beyond Russia's borders. He and his oligarch friends are not safe until free speech and critical media are silenced everywhere. Cut off their money supply, impose real sanctions now. While his call was welcomed by some on social media, others pointed to double standards within the EU. One Brexit supporter questioned why Mr. Verhofstadt wanted to punish Mr. Putin for his efforts to gag Russians after he himself didn't seem too keen on Brexiteers speaking out. The person wrote, didn't the EU try to silence the free speech and free will of the British people who voted to leave the EU? Brexit has left smaller countries in the EU fighting against big powers like Germany and France without a strong voice on their side, sparking calls for more exits. The so-called Frugal Four, Sweden, Austria, the Netherlands and Denmark, have lost their biggest ally with Brexit. Anti-EU sentiments in those countries are now growing as the bloc's major powers prepare to squash their demands at the negotiating table for future policies. According to Rutger van den Noort, founder of the Nexit Denk Tank, things like deciding who will foot the bill in the EU budget now that the UK has left the bloc will be a reason for contention. Asked about the effects of Brexit on his country, he told Express.co.uk, in terms of trade I don't think there will be much of a difference. We did trade quite a bit with the UK and we will continue to trade with the UK. In the long term there will be no difference, we just have to absorb all the changes. Probably the situation for the UK will be even better in terms of economic growth, so I believe the UK made a really good step to get out because that freedom has a lot of value. Dominic Raab slapped down Andrew Marr during a fiery clash with the veteran BBC presenter over the impact of Brexit on Northern Ireland. The Foreign Secretary clashed with Andrew Marr after the BBC presenter challenged the government over promises made regarding the impact of Brexit on the Irish border. Mr. Marr pressed Mr. Raab that Northern Ireland had been assured that the Brexit protocol would find unfettered access to the UK market. The BBC host put it to Mr. Raab that Boris Johnson's government had not kept their promise to secure the free flow of goods from Northern Ireland to Great Britain. He said, "The truth is you have not delivered on that promise." The interviewer attempted to interrupt Mr. Raab, but the cabinet minister was determined to get his point across. He replied, no, no, no. There are tensions clearly in the Northern Ireland Protocol between protecting the integrity of the single market which the Europeans want.